If you're stuck planning your business and afraid to start, I get it. I've been there. But it's not your lack of tools, licenses, certifications the reason why you didn't start. Instead, I'll show you what really is. And if you're wondering what happened to my eye, I got punched in it. But we were sparring, so it's all good. Was it the living room? Was it the kitchen? And the hallways? And he said, oh, add in the master bedroom or something like that. And add in the laundry room and the office. Add that in there. Okay, I'm gonna also add in extra money. Let's head it. I'm still getting used to filming and working and all of this. It's definitely not easy. It's an extra job to do, but it's okay because I want to take you guys along for the ride and you see some things that'll make you feel comfortable to go and jump. Or if you've ever wondered what the life is like, what it really looks like, rather than how people attempt to glorify it when they say things like, I've got a business, or I've got this business, or you wanted to start a junk removal business. You'll notice that a lot of this is just simply dealing with people. You're just dealing with people. The number one trait you have to have is resilience and perseverance, the willingness to move forward. The second is you've just got to be able to deal with people, all kinds of people. People who, avoiders, straightforward people, rude people, kind people, good intending people, but they continue to do, the same thing over and over again. As they say, good intentions, the road to hell are paved with good intentions. At least this job really helps you to deal with people. It builds resilience. You don't really call something a fire unless it really is a fire, Let's see if I got everything. Actually, let me go grab something and lock this door real quick. Got that GoPro in here, our tools. Definitely got to fix those two boards on the side. These, look at that. What's funny is maintenance work like that is actually fun. I don't know about you guys, but I find the actual work that I'm doing, like the junk removal, the maintenance work on the truck, putting in boards, primering it, cutting it, putting it up, whether it be some of the handyman work, construction work, tile repair. Like I find that actually fun. It's the stuff behind the scene, like dealing with people and putting out fires. Sometimes it's fun too. You get used to it, that if you do have I wouldn't call it a down day because there's no such thing as a down day. There's always stuff to do that the business needs you to do. It's just not the things that are desirable to do, more like the administrative work and stuff like that. I find that work fun, relaxing. It's the fires, it's the administration, it's the organization, and that's why you build yourself up to either scale out of it, right? That's what we're trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. That's my goal. That's my desire. Or you just get comfortable in it, right? And just, hey, that's my life. You're always going to be putting out fires anyway. There we go. Just that pallet. If you got a truck, there's so many ways you can make money. And if you don't have a truck, there's so many ways you can make money. It's whether you have one and whether you don't have one, it's whether you can get access to that truck to make money. What I mean, so this truck, even when we're not using it for junk removal, it is a dump truck, but it can act as, like what I'm doing right now, a delivery truck, right? So right now it's a delivery truck. You could take that same concept or that same principle and apply it to delivering a bunch of other things, whether it be pallets, supplies, materials to other construction sites, other customers, even residential customers. The only thing that doesn't really work for this truck is transporting clean materials such as or property, like moving. I wouldn't move a customer in this. Why? It's dirty. It'd be hard to keep your things secure and safe. But for the most part, sturdy materials like tile, things on a pallet, things like that, LVP, all of that, pretty easy. I would even say being able to transport like an appliance that you're going to use still works. I haven't done it yet. That's just because we haven't need to do it or sought that out. But I mean, you can look on websites. If you just have a box truck or a truck in general, dump truck, you can look on websites like Shipley, where you basically bid on solicitation. So regular people go on there and put on a solicitation. Hey, I need to move this grand piano from here to here. And I would actually transport a grand piano in here. If it could fit, I'd do it. Let's talk about how I got started in this and why I decided to start this business and how it worked out. How'd you get your truck? My partner, he had a business where he was doing homeless encampment cleanups and janitorial work for the city of Seattle, and he had a contract with them. Now that contract was signed over, but a lot of things happened. His brother passed away, business started to fail, etc., etc. He just couldn't do it himself. So I came up and told him that I was going to be starting a junk removal company, a hauling company. And he said, hey man, I want in. I have a truck, I can put that up. Everything else I did, right? So the back end work, all of that stuff, starting it, bank accounts, forming the bids. I do all the bids and things like that. He'll do some of it. And so anyways, what we did was we transferred that blank contract. We're not getting as much work off of that blank contract as we would like to. So we're just, constantly in the ear of the people who can control that. Anyways, I decided to do this. I was doing medical couriering under another LLC, transporting radioactive medicine to cancer patients or people who are doing the PET CT scans. And that was pretty easy, very lucrative. Lots of driving. I had to use my own car. You would use a small car for gas efficiency, right? So I have a Honda Civic that I would use. You'd pack them in the back. They're radioactive, lead cases, so they're extremely heavy. But for the most part, you almost did nothing but simply drive and listen to podcasts all day. And I would be listening to people like Sonoma Stronghaul and Jack of all trades. And I just, you just kind of listen to what they're doing. And in my mind, I was like, man, I could do that. I've been in the service industry before. I've been route manager, service manager, created route, handled the entire Seattle, South Seattle, Pierce County for serving and distributing water and all of this stuff and fixing the machines and et cetera, dealing with customers, putting out fires, being a manager in that. I was like, man, I could possibly easily do that. And so I did. I jumped, did a little bit of research. I did more jumping than I did research. And it worked out because on my software engineering journey, I did too much research, not enough jumping, not enough application. And I found myself getting in paralysis by analysis many times, overthinking things. And instead on this one, I just jumped and went. And so far, it's done really well. And if I would recommend anything to anyone, I would say come up with a simple, basic plan and take action. Action's more important than any other piece because action gives you real data, real knowledge, real information. The feedback you get from the action you take, whether you feel like you failed or you feel like you succeeded, is extremely valuable. That's why you'll hear me say this all the time. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 23. In all labor, there's profit. Mere talk leads only to poverty. Just do it. Reiterate and figure it out. I'm sure you guys also heard of that marshmallow challenge. You know that marshmallow challenge that they gave the kids and they give to executives? Well, it's a marshmallow challenge where they give them marshmallows and toothpicks, and the goal is to build the highest tower in 5 minutes with a team. So they gave it to elementary school kids from 5 years old up to 6th grade, I think, and they gave it to business executives in a conference. Well, lo and behold, the data showed that the kids did way better than the executives in building the best structure and the tallest structure. Why? because the executives spent most of their time attempting to come up with an elaborate plan and plan the perfect tower before doing anything. And well, the kids just got right to work and they found out what didn't work immediately from the beginning. And by finding out what didn't work immediately from the beginning, they were able to reiterate, regroup, and try again and get feedback from that. And by the 5 minutes, they're already really high. Within the 5 minutes, the executives and the people who think too much, theirs didn't work out, and it was collapsing. It didn't get anywhere near the kids. So the idea is just take action. Find out what you need, and then take action. It's not that serious. Brief intermission. I did just say it's not that serious. It's not. Well, I got a family. So do I. I had to take a risk. You always have to take a risk. There is a risk in everything. There's a risk in not risking anything at all. There's a risk in staying the same. What is the risk in staying the same? You risk not growing, being stagnant. The attitude and the mindset, I know this sounds cliche, but it's not, in which you enter into any endeavor matters. In fact, this principle is so powerful that it has helped me in the lowest times of my life. In prison, yes, getting out of prison, reintegrating in society, being a father, being a leader in my community, being a husband, and now being a business owner. It's called the even if principle. Even if the worst happens, what will be my response? Even if things go this way, even if business is slow, even if this happens, I'm gonna leave it at that and allow you to use your imagination to meditate on this and to think about it. But before I do, I'm gonna also leave you with this. If you think it's hard, it will be hard, but for you only. And if you see everything, I wouldn't say as easy, but as doable, as solvable, and as simply part of the process. What do I do when I run into troubles and struggles? I simply say, this is making me better. I'm just paying my dues. That's it. I'll overcome this. I'm not denying the feeling. I'm not denying that the situation isn't the best situation. I am just focusing on what I can do about it. I hope that makes sense. If you think it's hard, it'll be hard. Now back to our regular programming. Hope that makes sense. Just got here. I forgot that I'm gonna have to walk up these stairs, so I'll just pull the truck back. So for every box, I think I'll park right there, even though it says not to park right there. So here's the house. Flooring goes here, living room, there. I don't think the hallways here. So from here to the kitchen, back room, family room, living room, dining room, whatever you want to call it. I think throughout here, and stops right here. That's going to be carpet. That's going to be carpet. That's going to be LVP, I think. Carpet. Let me show you guys the tile work I was talking about. Just murdered it. The tile setter absolutely murdered this tile work. Look at the spacer in there. See that? See that? Look at that. Look at the spacer there. Look at what he did with here. It's not even flush. Look, he can't even grout that. They tried to cock it. Look at that. He put it the wrong way. He put the Schluter metal the wrong way. See that? Look, it's supposed to be flush with the tile. Jeez, I'm messing up with this camera. It's supposed to be flush with the tile. See that? It's not. You can see it. Boom. Look at this.
What is that?
Look at that. That's supposed to be Schluter metal.
But it ain't though.
Look at that.
Looking.
Big cuts.
Oh my.
On the outside, you're supposed to put the cut here. Fresh piece next to another fresh piece. There is no need for any of this. I think he thought his tile work was good, but this is the tile work we're going to have to repair. Oh, And look at this.
There's more?
Oops. This here is supposed to be underneath before they laid the tile. They forgot that also.
My bad.
So we'll be repairing that as well.
You're a hero, Pete.
So I guess it's time to get loading. For whatever space I have, I'll get that GoPro on. All right, guys?
Got to set this camera up.
So from start to finish, I think this literally took me about, maybe 30 minutes, more like 20. If you see my face a little wet with some droplets, that's definitely not sweat. That's just a drizzle on a bright sunny day. No, I'm just kidding. This was actually pretty tiring. Basically did the Stairmaster back and forth for like 30 minutes while carrying, a load on my back. And if you guys have been following our other stuff, you know that this is probably the hardest we've actually worked in a long time.
Take a quick break to say, basically, I texted the homeowner, turn this off. I texted the client and told him we wouldn't be able to start until tomorrow. And then I asked, I forgot, was it the living room? Was it the kitchen? And the hallways? And he said, add in the master bedroom or something like that. And add in the laundry room and the office. Add that in there. Okay, I'm gonna also add in extra money. Because originally, this was supposed to be 900 square feet. Woo! It's hot here. It was supposed to be 900 square feet. And that's probably gonna add on an extra 150. We charge them $1 per square feet. Well, I'm paying Leo $1 per square feet, and I charge them $1.50 per square feet. So that's an extra, $200, $300. But so casually how they put that in there, right? If you don't say anything, they won't say anything. Again, it's not personal, it's business.
I want to point out that at this residence alone, we've got multiple jobs. Let's think about this. The delivery, the installment of the floors, and from the future, the preparation of the floors, the cleanup of this entire property, yard debris, construction waste, demolition waste, things like that are overflowing out of the dumpster. That right there is more work on the same job.
That's all she wrote. All done. LVP install. Empty pallet. Had to take this off. Literally had to put on a different shirt so I don't ruin my nice one. I call that my bid shirt. I go on bids with that shirt. Will it make a difference? No, it really just makes me feel good. Makes me feel fancy. Anyways, I gotta find the tape measure right now. Why? Because I have got to remeasure that entire place. You know what I did? I originally took his word for it, but never came back to measure again. So I gotta make sure we're good. Gotta get this measuring tape. I don't even know where I put it. Either way, when Leo comes tomorrow, I'll have him confirm the extra square footage, have a measure, and then we'll go from there. Gotta lock this place up. Look at that, you guys. Look at that beautiful city. I mean, Seattle gets a bad rap for raining, and they ain't wrong. It rains a lot, about 9 to 10 months out of the year, but then look at that. This is what we get for 2 months straight, man. Don't even let me bring in the mountain. Mount Rainier on the other side. I'm gonna do it to you guys. I'm gonna do it. See that mountain right there? Booyakasha. Check him out. Mountain on one side, city skyline on the other.